Nature can create moments so strange that they almost look fake, but sometimes the most unbelievable things are completely real. From a swarm of locusts that covered farmland like a living storm, to a dust devil that suddenly invaded a soccer match, to a massive blue iceberg violently erupting from the sea, and even a tree that appears to bleed like something out of a horror movie, here are 5 unbelievable natural phenomena caught on camera. But first, tomorrow is your lucky day if you like and subscribe within 3 seconds. The bleeding tree. Imagine arriving at what should be a routine tree removal job. You start your chainsaw and begin cutting into the trunk, but within seconds, something disturbing happens. A thick, dark red liquid begins pouring out of the tree, slowly dripping down the bark like blood from a wound. At first glance, it honestly looks like the tree is bleeding. This strange moment happened when homeowners attempted to remove an old hemlock tree in their backyard. As the trunk was cut open, a deep red liquid began flowing out, shocking everyone on site. But while it looks like something supernatural, the explanation is actually quite simple. The tree had been dead for years and had become hollow inside. Over time, rainwater collected within the trunk and mixed with the tree's remaining sap and organic compounds. When the chainsaw cut through the wood, the liquid trapped inside began flowing out, creating the eerie illusion of a bleeding tree. Interestingly, there are real trees that naturally produce red sap. One famous example is the dragon blood tree, a rare species found on the Socotra archipelago in the Arabian Sea. When its bark is cut, it releases a deep crimson resin that has been used for centuries as medicine, dye, and pigment. The mosquito tornado. Everyone knows mosquitoes can be dangerous. They can carry diseases such as malaria, dengue fever, and West Nile virus. But imagine seeing what looks like a tornado made entirely of mosquitoes hovering over your city. That's exactly what residents in Pune, India witnessed in February 2024. Massive swarms of insects formed swirling columns in the air, creating what looked like a terrifying mosquito tornado. One brave, or possibly reckless, resident even captured footage of the phenomenon. Fortunately, the insects weren't actually mosquitoes. According to local reports, they were chironomids, a type of non-biting midge closely related to mosquitoes. While they resemble mosquitoes in appearance, they don't bite or spread disease. These insects often gather in enormous swarms when they hatch near bodies of water. The rising warm air and shifting winds can cause them to move in spiraling patterns, creating the illusion of a swirling insect storm. Even though they're harmless, walking through one of these swarms would still be extremely unpleasant. Anak Krakatau's explosive eruption. In Indonesia, a volcanic island known as Anak Krakatau, or Child of Krakatoa, has been growing for nearly a century. It formed after the catastrophic eruption of Krakatoa in the late 1800s, one of the most powerful volcanic explosions ever recorded. For decades, Anak Krakatau experienced relatively small eruptions, but in 2018, the volcano entered a far more violent phase. Powerful explosions began launching magma, ash, and glowing lava bombs hundreds of meters into the air. Scientists monitoring the volcano captured incredible footage of these eruptions. Every 20 minutes to several hours, another explosion would shake the island, sending fiery debris high into the sky. At night, the eruptions were even more dramatic, with lava lighting up the darkness and volcanic lightning flashing through towering ash clouds. Unfortunately, the eruption also caused part of the volcano to collapse into the ocean, triggering a devastating tsunami that struck parts of Indonesia's coastline. It was a powerful reminder that volcanic islands are constantly changing, and sometimes violently. The locust swarm in Russia. In 2015, farmers in southern Russia experienced something straight out of ancient history. Millions of locusts descended on farmland, forming enormous swarms that darkened the sky. Locusts are a type of grasshopper that can undergo a dramatic transformation when their population becomes dense enough. When this happens, they enter a swarming phase, becoming highly mobile and traveling together in massive groups. The swarm that struck Russia covered nearly 800,000 hectares of farmland. Each insect was roughly 8 centimeters long, and together they consumed enormous amounts of crops. The infestation became so severe that authorities declared a national emergency. It was the worst locust outbreak the region had seen in decades. Events like this are often compared to the biblical plagues of Egypt, and seeing such a swarm in person would likely feel just as apocalyptic. The iceberg that exploded from the sea. Patagonia in southern South America is home to one of the largest ice fields outside the polar regions. These glaciers constantly shift and break apart in a process known as calving, where massive chunks of ice detach and fall into the ocean. But in 2014, a group of visitors witnessed something even more dramatic. While observing a glacier wall from a nearby boat, they suddenly saw a massive blue iceberg burst out of the water, rising violently to the surface like a giant jack-in-the-box. What they witnessed was the result of enormous ice masses hidden beneath the surface. When submerged sections of glacier break loose, they can rapidly shoot upward due to buoyancy. The sudden release of pressure can launch huge ice blocks out of the water with surprising force. The stunning blue color of the ice is also the result of physics. Compressed glacier ice absorbs red wavelengths of light while scattering blue light, giving it that intense, deep blue appearance. The longer light travels through the ice, the bluer it becomes. Nature is full of moments that seem almost impossible until someone captures them on camera. If you enjoy exploring strange natural phenomena, mysterious creatures, and unbelievable events from around the world, make sure to subscribe to Paleodriax. On this channel, we uncover the most fascinating and mysterious things happening on our planet. So subscribe to Paleodriax and get ready to discover just how incredible our world really is.